this whole Taylor Swift thing is just getting out of hand, right? So, but now I guess at the Giants game on Monday, they played a Taylor Swift ad on the jumbotron, and the whole stadium booed.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, so I think football fans are now just getting over it.
But I think that's also probably because like she was at a Jets game and like the Giants are like, and then the Chiefs. So the Giants are just like, we don't care.
They're booing the Jets, not Taylor.
Probably, I think that would be part of it because there's such a rift between Jet and Giant fans.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. But I do think the NFL fans are getting like enough.
Yeah. And Giants were getting shellacked, too.
Oh, NFL's leaning in hard.
That doesn't help.
They have like a Taylor cameraman.
I have a more sociological approach to this Taylor Swift phenomenon. I think it's dangerous because you see a lot of these girls and sadly men who hopefully are just trying to get laid.
Right.
Hopefully.
That's usually the case, though, right?
But I'm a Swiftie, and I follow her, and if she says something on Instagram, it gets 10 billion views, and if we find out what kind of thermos she uses,
the shorts she was wearing at the Jets game, like, sold out next day.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Okay, we get it. Should you be living vicariously through another human being? It's satiating. I think there's a lot of people sitting around going, here's where Taylor Swift's going now. Here's who she's dating. Here's what she's up to. Here's what she's wearing. But you're not doing anything.
No.
You're not out creating anything. You're not making hay while the sun shines. You're so satiated by following somebody.
You're out talking about her.
Right. Who doesn't, I'm making a friendship bracelet.
How far can that get you?
She doesn't know you. I mean, look, it's about the same conversation I had with my son when he was 10 about Pokemon. I'm like, listen, history's not going to be kind to this Pokemon decision. I was like, I like Pokemon. Well, be prepared for me to make a little
short-lived.
Be prepared for me to throw this in your face every time you float a bad idea in your adult life. And you've got a lot of calories burnt on Pokemon. You will get nowhere with this, but I'm saying the same thing. This is basically the adult female version of Pokemon for chicks. You know what I mean? Like Taylor Swift is their it's their waste of time. And it costs a lot of money, too.
Do you think that, because I think this, and I think with the attention, do you think that this is I think this might be one of the dumbest times in history? I think people I honestly, like the fact that, why do you think these clips and these reels, a minute, right? Remember,
short.
Remember Vine? Some great comedy specials, and you get the data from Netflix. They're turned off. Some are turned off in 10 minutes. Some are one of the best, and I'm not saying this to pat myself on the back, but it made me feel good, is one of the things was when people are like, when they click on your special, they're actually staying in and watching because I worked so hard for so long to do it. But it's not the case always. And a lot of times people go, what's next? Yeah. So the fact that our minds just make us stop quickly. We're so fucking stupid. For you to talk about, people are talking about Taylor Swift in this country dating a football player. Like it's like Reagan getting shot in the stomach, dude. It's like it's the craziest thing. Yeah. It's like it can't be like, oh, they're dating, cool. Now it's because I think that this is one of when have we been dumber?
No,
have we been dumber?
Well, we have to make a division between wise and dumb. You know what I mean? We're not wise at all. Like we've rejected our elders. Every 6-year-old bitch dresses like she's 19 now. We hate old people. So we've essentially, old people possess something called wisdom. Yeah. And they would sort of pass that along, and then you would imbibe that wisdom, and then you would pass it on to the next generation.
We downplay our wisdom, too.
But we went to this thing where it's like 18 to 34. That's the demo. 18 to 34. You need that young demo. Everyone in TV is always talking about the demo. I don't know what the fuck it means. When I was 23, I couldn't afford a Mercedes. Yeah. I couldn't even afford top ramen. I had like middle or bottom ramen. I was like, do you have a lower ramen? I can't afford anything except the word top in it. I'll go bottom. Bottom ramen. Do you have it? Or am I making that up? So now we've decided that people that were older, we have no time for them. Everything skews young. Every old person tries to act young. And that's why I have this phenomenon. Also, we have no brains anymore because we all left the farm and we sat in air-conditioned cubicles. The farm teaches you how to do shit, otherwise you lose an arm. That's how
Right.
the farm works. Every tactile thing that has to do with something has to do with hooking up a hitch or blade or a combine or something you can get sucked into and killed, you know? So we got really good at that. Now we're all in some sort of hypothetical digital world, chasing our own truths.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Labeling actual news, fake news, and making up stories and kind of running with it in a kind of weird, semi-retarded ether.
Yeah.
So but smart-wise, our vocabulary's better and our comprehension is better.
Right, technology's better. So so maybe it's the wise, But like I was doing this bit back in the day where I said I really started to see a turn in society with how popular like the Tiger King got. Because when I started to see the real infatuation with that, because that wasn't trying to be fun. That wasn't like Borat.
Right.
Like that wasn't like, a Sacha Baron. That wasn't a prank. Those were real people that like lived that life. And people were just so into it. And like, I was like, is any part of this disgusting to anybody else?
Oh, yeah. I got another thought regarding this, though.
Yeah, we do think it's disgusting.
Yes, we do.
Here's the thing with insurance companies is my favorite fucking thing ever.
These actuarial tables for the birds. No, here's what I think is now part of the Taylor Swift phenomenon, and it's going on. And it's another dangerous chapter, addendum to what we're talking about, which is we are scared to not be in on everything. So if you bring up the Tiger King, I got to watch the Tiger King because I don't want to be left out of the conversation.
Everyone's talking about it.
You better know what Taylor Swift is up to because you don't want to be shunned from the conversation. You better be up on whatever bullshit, COVID bullshit, gypsy shit Fauci shoved up your ass 10 minutes ago. Otherwise, you're going to be shunned from the group. So everyone wants to be in on the group. Your greatest fear as a member of society is to be shunned. Now, you go down the wrong road on COVID, you'll be shunned big time and removed from your job, thrown out of your place of work. That's it. But you don't know who Taylor Swift is, and you'll be sort of quietly shunned because you're not in on this conversation. You're not part of what's happening.
Yeah.
And that's what an old person would do. An old person wouldn't know who Taylor Swift was.
Right.
And you don't want to be labeled old, and you don't want to get shunned. So here we are.
Yeah.
And these goddamn insurance companies.
and what is it, like ranch dressing sales went up because they saw her dipping her French fries. I mean, think about, you're going to the supermarket, dude, and you're going to get that ranch. Taylor was.
She eats ranch? I eat ranch.
Yeah, she was eating her French fries.
I saw this on TMZ. So Kraft came out with this product that was ketchup and ranch, I think was the story.
Oh, okay.
It was like a 50-50 ketchup
like
ranch.
Together.
Because no one wants to burn the calories of having to lift your hand from one container of ranch and move it 3/4 of an inch over and hit the ketchup. That's you'll tear a rotator cuff to do that. That's a calorie burner. And we're in the business of getting fat. You know, we don't want to burn calories trying to get fat. So I think Kraft, I think the story was, or Heinz reintroduced their, what are we calling it?
Seemingly ranch.
Yeah, it's ketchup and ranch, right?
Yeah.
And they put like a new tag on it. They already had it for a couple of years, but it wasn't moving. And when they saw Taylor Swift with it, they quickly relabeled and shoved it out there.
Yeah. They did it. They've put a Photoshop bottle of the dressing with a red label with the words Tay plus Trav on it.
No.
Which guys show corporate America are the biggest whores on the planet. They will jump in on anything.
How quick did that meeting happen?
Oh my God!
How quick that happened?
Emergency meeting
during at the game.
Oh, they're guys whose business is running AIDS hospices. Going, what are we doing with Taylor Swift? We're waiting to die. We got to jump. Come on now, start spitballing. We got to work something.
I need ideas.
Taylor Swift earns. You got to earn your way. I don't know. I'm just talking, but this is getting away from us here, people.
How old is she? 27?
No. I mean, who knows? She's got to be, God damn it, she better be 30.
33.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right. So at least it's not all right. That does make me feel
That helps, right?
Yeah. If society was going
Eases
like
the
if it was
blow.
like 24-year-old, okay, 33. She did make some good hits. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I want to take my daughter to the concert because I like the songs, but this is getting
Right. But everyone, half the people are at the concert because they like the songs, and the other half are there because they don't want to be left out of
Right.
the conversation.
Yeah. The
Right.
the
Yeah.
six the
And by the way, the word-
$6,000.
that's why every blowhard celebrity who goes to one has to do the selfie with them and whatever B-list celebs is next to them. Oh, you know the person, I don't know if we ever found this, but maybe I can
didn't.
just, that picture. Who was the picture of?
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I felt so bad for Molly Ringwald.
No, Shannon. It was Shannon, wasn't it?
Molly Shannon?
Yeah, is that who you told me it was?
No.
Oh, okay.
Molly Ringwald. I wouldn't have felt as bad for Molly Shannon.
Okay.
They were doing all this, like, all the celebrities are showing up, the Entertainment Tonight shows, they're all showing up at the Swiftie concerts, all of them, and they're showing all the shots of all the, the Jonas Brothers and all the other jackoffs out there, and they show Lin-Manuel Miranda, right? But he's got his arm around Molly Ringwald, who was about the biggest star around in 1985.
This is the Hamilton
right?
dude.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Hamilton
dude. Okay.
Right. But he's got his arm around Molly
Molly
Ringwald, but they're like, Lin-Manuel's at the concert, too. And they left the other...
They're doing the montage of all the celebrities and like, oh, yeah, Lin-Manuel.
Oh, that's
right. But half the time there's someone else in the picture, but they're a civilian. You know what I mean? It's not the woman who was, in Pretty in Pink and Breakfast Club and
16
on the cover of Life magazine in like 1983
The
and
hottest
Time
actress
magazine.
of her time.
How the hell did we find that picture?
Well,
that
you
doesn't
originally
look
told
like
me
her,
Molly
though.
Shannon.
I did not say Molly Shannon.
Why would I write down Molly Shannon then when you told me? And I was looking for a picture of Lin-Manuel and Molly Shannon.
That does not look like Molly
No,
Ringwald.
you wrote down Molly Shannon. I said Molly Ringwald. You can make mistakes.
So can you.
I know. It's just my batting average is way fucking higher than yours. And I didn't say Molly Shannon this time. I would have said Molly Shannon this time if I was
Weird that I would
screwing
think
that
Molly
up.
Shannon.
Well, you have your
I
own
never
thoughts.
think about Molly Shannon.
I know. You just heard Molly and you wrote Molly Shannon down instead of Molly Ringwald.
right.
But the point is she took the selfie with him and Billy Bush left her out of the picture. And she's as prominent as he is.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying that's got to smart if you're Molly Ringwald.
dude.
And Molly Shannon would have killed herself. I mean,
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, that's brutal to do to her though. That's like she's an iconic '80s actress, like
yes.
teen star, and
Household name.
Did they treat her
And
like
if you're Billy Bush, you get to get two celebrities
Yeah.
in your here's all the celebrities that were showing up. But he just did the Molly Ringwald.
If it was Molly Shannon, they would know. Actually,
who's more relevant, Molly Shannon or Molly Ringwald?
I'm biased because the Ringwalds grew up the street from me when
that
I was a
right?
kid. Yeah.
Wow.
Bob Ringwald, the dad. Adele is the mom.
Wow.
Kelly's the son. Beth is the daughter, the other sister. And they had a little son who I think died when he was like 3 or 4 or something.
She's the only one in the
Something
business.
tragic.
She was the only one in show business.
Well, it's kind of weird and sad because they moved out here from up north for Beth's career, the sister's career.
Oh.
And she was the beautiful blonde who was going to come to Hollywood, and it didn't really work out for her. The son wanted nothing to do with showbiz, and it ended up working out for Molly. That's the story.
Oh, Beth hates her.
I never really asked, but yeah, it's got to be. There's got to be
Sure,
feelings.
something, yeah.
Listen, yeah.
She goes in for an audition. She goes, "No, how about that was okay? How about your sister?
That's
got to
yeah.
be too. That's
Yeah. Well,
that?
yeah, she didn't, took her a minute, but started getting little roles. Ended up in the stage presentation of Annie as like one of the orphans.
Oh, okay.
That was Molly. Then it just kind of took off
yeah.
from there. Yeah.
So speaking of sports, though, Michael Jordan also in the news. So he has become the first athlete to rank among America's 400 wealthiest people. So he is a part of the Forbes 400. at number 379 after selling his majority stake of the Charlotte Hornets last year. He is estimated to have a net worth of $3 billion.
I like him because he drinks and smokes a cigar on camera.
Yeah, he
Like
doesn't hide
most
it.
guys are out cheating, sneaking puffs, and putting the cocktail in the tumbler that's unmarked or something. He's got a brandy snifter and a big old Cuban.
No,
and he's
apparently
like,
the
"I'm
word on the
fucking
street
rich."
is Jordan goes hard.
Yeah.
Jordan goes hard. Like he's on yachts just throwing tequila down. He's
Oh.
But I would have thought he made that list earlier. I can't believe
would think so, too.
it just took him now with the Hornets, but I thought with the
Well, he became a
$100
billionaire
million
in 2015 because
oh,
of Nike.
Wow, I thought with all the shoes it would have
You'd
been,
think.
Yeah,
well, in 2010 he bought the Hornets for like $245 or something, and then last year sold it for almost $3 billion. So that
Sports franchise.
What would you do with
It's-
500 million, dude? Like 500 million. It's like you can't fuck that up. Well, I mean, Mike Tyson did like 300, I think.
challenge accepted. Well, does Michael Jordan? Does he still have that big gambling problem? Is he still? I mean,
that'd be a pretty big.
It'd be a nice nest egg.
You can't fuck. I mean,
Well, I mean, the problem with gambling is it's not about the money; it's about how much it stings
The thrill.
yeah,
when you lose, and so he can't.
yeah.
He can't play $100 hands of blackjack or whatever. He can't do it because there's nothing.
There's-
why
can't feel anymore.
gamble?
Yeah.
It's not worth gambling. Anymore.
It's the rush of Barkley was talking about that. How he's like because when you're in the NBA and you're in a playoff game or you're in the finals, that's like a rush. Now you don't have that anymore. Now you're just sitting there, you're doing commentary, but having $500K on a hand in blackjack, it's got to give you something.
Yeah.
And it's also it's gotta affect you in your tax bracket. Like back in the day when I was poor, we'd have like gambling nights every once in a while, and like everyone would just empty out their change bucket, you know what I mean? And like show up with like $13 worth of change. If I walked out of there without my $13, it was fucking devastating. You know what I mean?
When I was in college, I took my book money to the casino, and we lost it. And I had to call back. It was devastating.
Yeah, it's devastating. Right. So it's got to sting. If it doesn't sting, then what are you doing?
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't play Russian roulette with a squirt gun.
Right. It's got to hurt.
It's got to hurt.
I remember I had this friend, and he won $300 in roulette. And he goes, Paul, we got to get out of here, man. We got to get out of here. I got 300. He was because a college kid that's a freshman going to college, you get $300. You're
Good for him.
Right.
I mean, you're on campus. You're eating extra. You got everything,
Yeah.
right? And I was fighting the blackjack table, and he couldn't wait any longer, so he threw one of his hundreds on red and lost. And then he goes, Paul, you got to hurry up. And by the end, he lost it all. And I'll never forget, we're walking towards the door, and he just took his hat off his head, and he just goes, fuck! He throws it. And he's like having a meltdown at the entrance or exit of this casino because I took long. But I was like, dude, you should have just put it in your pocket. But like, Jordan needs that. For Jordan, that's got to be like a $2 million a hand.
Yeah. It's got to. It's baked in. It just has to sting. And look, if you make $41,000 a year as a school teacher, there's a number for you at that table. And if you make Bill Gates money, there's also a number. It's just a different number. But there's a number. And if you're like me, bringing your change bucket over to Ralph's house, then that's a different number than the school teacher. But it's a number, and that's how gambling works.